with fans calling out AEW after Lio Rush announces his departure and more. This is Wrestling Hub. My name is John and you're watching the Wrestling Report for January 22nd. Before we get into the rest of the video, make sure you subscribe to Wrestling Hub and turn on all notifications to stay up to date with everything in the world of pro wrestling. Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Wrestling Hub Official and also follow us on Twitter at Wrestling_Hub. When it comes to WWE potentially being sold, Booker T took to his Hall of Fame podcast to give his take on this rumor. I'm going to tell you something. If they were selling the company, they're going to keep it quiet. And the thing is, that's not something you want to go promoting to the world or anything like that, or even your employees. You don't want to bring morale down, no more than perhaps it already is, or anything like that. As well, it might be one of those things where the sale might not go through. Last year about this time, we were actually having a show, and we didn't know if reality wrestling was going to come out of the other side because the pandemic was kicking our butts. The rent was needing to be paid. We were like, we don't know if this is going to happen. I didn't tell anyone. The first time reality wrestling was going to go out of business, I didn't tell anyone that time either. We get a reprieve as well by my guy Hilton Coach down there at Hilton Furniture. Came through and helped us out, and boom, he gave us that little burst that we needed. But I didn't tell anyone that the company was going to shut down that night. Everything changed for reality wrestling that night, but I didn't tell a soul. I was so disappointed in myself as someone who put so much into reality wrestling and knowing it was going to be lost. Knowing that all my young guys weren't going to have a place to actually fulfill their dreams and live those dreams out. I felt so bad. I didn't know how to tell anyone anything. This entity is different than any entity that you're ever going to be a part of. It really is. You're going to have people that really know what they're doing. I've seen so many wrestling organizations open and close. So many of them open and close, independents open and close, because it's not easy to last 18 years like reality of wrestling. While he only recently retired after 30 years in the wrestling business, The Undertaker will be making an appearance at the upcoming WWE pay-per-view. As it was noted, PWInsider.com has confirmed The Undertaker is slated to be in attendance at the 2022 Royal Rumble in St. Louis next week. While obviously anything is possible, it's most likely he is attending the pay-per-view, as his wife Michelle McCool will be competing in the Women's Rumble match, and not that he himself will be performing. It is also possible Undertaker is being brought in to film material for the WWE Network / Peacock, as the company will be filming content that weekend. Speaking with the Toronto Star about AEW, a representative for WWE described the promotion as being filled with gory self-mutilation. This made some recall a statement from Vince McMahon to Ted Turner during the mid-1990s regarding WCW. As Dave Meltzer noted on Wrestling Observer Radio, I showed in the story that Vince McMahon in 95-96 did the exact same quote on WCW. I mean, it's just, that is the playbook that they use, you know? The same terms. That's the playbook. That's the thing that, you know, again, that's the game. The game is about the advertisers, because the one thing is that they failed to kill AEW. The idea was to use NXT to kill them. That failed when they got the new contract. They failed to kill them because even with a new contract, the idea was to drive their ratings down. That didn't happen either. The idea was when they came to their big markets like New York for the first time to jump on top of them and run shows and kill them that way. They came to New York and then they don't draw because we're going to run a giant show right before them. That's the old playbook that wrestling has done since. I'm sure since the beginning of time. They did every playbook thing that you do from old time wrestling, and every one of them failed. They did not stop in New York. So now the idea is they're probably not going to be able to drive their ratings low enough to where Warner Media just by ratings is going to be like, these ratings just aren't good enough. I think that they thought, okay, they're beginner's luck. That's what they all thought. Beginner's luck, you know, they're the fresh thing. In year 3, it's not beginner's luck. After 6 months, it's not beginner's months. The one thing to negate the ratings and make the ratings almost worthless is if you can make them something advertisers run from. That is the one that I certainly can come up with, and it's the one from their playbook that they are coming up with. Everyone knows why they said it, because it's the same thing they said 27 years ago. On his drive-through podcast, Jim Cornette leveled some criticism at AEW president Tony Khan for allowing Jon Moxley to have matches for GCW, as he said, a returning hero, Moxley. He has completed his rehab, and he would be coming back to the ring not for the people who paid him all this money, who put titles on him, put him on television, who have publicly supported his efforts to go to rehab and get healthy, and he's not coming back for them. But it's more important that he goes to Game Changer Wrestling, and wrestle in any match where his heart is, his mind is, and his talent is. He has no balls and no control, and he has no business sense because he has never done this before, and he doesn't know how to tell people what to do. Tomorrow, Moxley is set to face Homicide, with him defending his GCW World title at Hammerstein Ballroom. It was previously reported that Vince McMahon has given up on pushing Finn Balor, noting that he has lost faith in the star. Talking about a potential match with him to Metro.co.uk, Rey Mysterio said this: "I've been keeping a close eye on Kevin Owens. He and I have never clashed one-on-one. Not too long ago with Seth and Finn and myself. But Kevin Owens is a guy that I've had my eyes on. Finn Balor is another guy that I would love to go out there and just compete with one-on-one. Those two guys are definitely at the top of my list right now." Hook, the son of ECW legend Taz, has been climbing the ranks in AEW and impressing many with his performances. Speaking about him on Smack Talk, Dutch Mantel and Bill Apter noted his rise, as Apter compared him to Goldberg. They did the right thing with Hook tonight too. Short and aggressive on his match against Serpentico and made it better. All that stuff was going everywhere, and he was around Hook, and it made it look like it was out of control, and it was, but it looked good. He is genuinely becoming like Goldberg. He is Hookberg. With him yet to be announced for the match, Randy Orton may have provided a spoiler regarding the Men's Royal Rumble. He told Fox 2 now that I will probably end up being in the Royal Rumble itself. That's not official yet. I'm going to do my best to hang on for dear life and win the Royal Rumble in my hometown. That would be the third time that I won the event, which would put me and Stone Cold Steve Austin as the only two WWE performers to ever win that event 3 times. This morning, AEW star Lio Rush took to Twitter to note that on February 14th, 2022, my contract will expire with AEW and I will become a free agent. For all booking inquiries, please email leorushnow@gmail.com. This is following Big Swole's comments about AEW's lack of diversity, and Tony Khan replying and insulting Swole's lack of wrestling ability. This would cause Lio Rush to demand an apology from Khan, as fans are speculating as to what took place to make Rush want to leave the company. Due to this, Swole would end up trending on Twitter, with many fans reacting to the news of Rush announcing his leave. AEW catastrophically messed up bad by pushing Lio Rush out the door, especially since it came right after doing the same to Big Swole. The questions of there being racism at the company must continue to be asked, and louder than ever. Tony Khan decided to not renew the contract of Lio Rush. Lio Rush is a free agent in February. This is absolutely happening after he spoke up for Swole. See the real face of Tony Khan. All the best, man. Wish you could have done more in AEW, but it is what it is. Look, it's definitely likely the Swole situation was a big part of what happened in the end. Shouldn't have been said for sure. Clearly just didn't work out in the end, and some people won't learn. Yeah, I'm disappointed in TK. That'll be on him for a while. AEW, to be honest, after the Big Swole situation, I thought Lio Rush may want to leave, as he was quite pissed at Tony Khan. But seeing it in writing that he's about to become a free agent is surprising to say the least. I wonder if it's related to BS. So, the one guy who spoke up about Swole is not getting his deal renewed. The optics in that look super suspect. Speaking of releases in AEW, it seems the company could be letting go of more than just Lio Rush, with PW Insider reporting that there are several contracts coming up that will not be renewed in addition to the departing Rush, who announced today his deal expires next month. We are told that AEW will not be announcing the departures, but will instead let the deals quietly lapse. After WrestleVotes reported that WWE was said to be disappointed with NXT 2.0, former WWE producer Dogg replied, saying, "I disagree with their take. Think about it from a logical business standpoint. They can do no wrong. Getting paid for content, developing new character while getting experience in the ring. Every show wishes their ratings, which mean nothing, were higher. It's working." WrestleVotes would reply, "While I don't disagree with you, I can't possibly tweet everything that was told to me. And as you are aware, I'm sure not everything is working." Dogg would then write back noting, "I'm the only thing not working down there. You're getting individual people's feelings mixed up with business, my friend. It's working." A user would then write, "I think the biggest problem is they took something people love and changed it rather than creating a new show. The feelings towards NXT 2.0 would be completely different if it were a second show of NXT, then change what people loved." Dogg responded, writing, "Understood, but again, it's not about your thoughts or feelings. Someone running the business has to make a business decision to change course. I don't like change either, but it's necessary sometimes whether I like it or not." Going back to the potential releases in AEW, PW Insider has followed up on their previous report, noting that Brian Cage's deal with the promotion is running out as well. He last wrestled for the company in October, but reportedly has been backstage regularly since then. With WrestleMania taking place in Steve Austin's home state of Texas, Dave Meltzer gave his thoughts on Stone Cold's potential involvement for Mania. Probably. He'll be like the guest host, so he probably will be on a couple shows leading up to it. Yes, Austin will probably help those weeks. And this was your Pro Wrestling News Update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later.